What up? Good morning, everybody. What's going on in the hood? Oh, man, I lost my voice from yesterday's webinar. Man, was I hooting and hollering. Maybe a little too much hooting and hollering. Yeah, now, let me see where one of my hats is. Thinking classic Bulls or monster green. It's summertime. We'll go monster green. All right, let's get to work. How's everybody doing? So actually, we got a big gap up in the market. So it looks like these Google earnings have. Hey, Alvin, what's up, baby? These Google earnings have taken the NASDAQ up, so the gap's going to be big. So yeah, this is going to be a tricky trader. So yesterday we had some weakness, and then we rebounded all day. Now these Google earnings have kind of really taken this thing to another level. So we're breaking out the highs on this thing. This is going to be a tricky day. Big gap up days make trading really hard because a lot of the range is spent into the gap. And so you've got to really chill out for a second, let the market pull back, and then see like what's going to happen. That's going to be huge. So you can see this is going down everywhere, right? So we're going to have to kind of be careful at the open. The one thing that you can do, hey Merrick, what's up, baby? One thing you can do when you do get that big gap in the market is, you know, you could go in and, hold on here. You could go in and wait for the market either to pull back slightly. It doesn't mean it's going to like reverse or anything, but you just need some type of a little bit of a pullback, maybe the 9 EMA or some type of consolidation, or focus in on like your earnings plays and stuff like that. Those will pretty much move regardless of what's happening with the general market. So let's take a look at some of these earnings plays. Man, oh, thank you for everybody coming in the webinar yesterday. That was hot yesterday. That was... They always go a little bit longer than we want, but what can you do? I got this ATI on watch, but I'll only hit this thing if it busts over 30. Overall, like it looks like it's got its earnings out. They beat estimates. To really get setups, like when you think about setups, you need the breakout on the daily. So like if it's under the breakout level and you're trying to say take an ORB pattern or something like that, more likely than not it'll fail because you're not at the breakout. So you got to let this thing bust loose and just be kind of mindful of that. This BIB is busting loose over here. You know, so this could be something that we can play. It's a thicker stock, meaning the float's higher. So like with BIB, like every time I've seen this one run when it has news, what BIB will usually do is like it'll pop at the open and then it'll pull back for like the first hour. And you'll start to see it round. You'll start to see like this rounding action intraday. Somewhere around the 9 or 20 EMA, it'll start to round because it's just a thicker stock. And then as it starts to round, you can take the trade and then let it bust over the VWAP and it'll start to make its way back to highs. I've seen it, I've seen that happen in this one quite a few times. This MMSI, this is going to be a little medical stock. It's busting loose on some earnings too. You can see this thing's gapping up like $6-7. I think this one may have some potential on it. Some of these kind of biotech, you know, medical ones really, they've been gapping up and going crazy. Anybody play this Rita yesterday? No, that's a run, right? So, you know, we'll kind of keep an eye. When you get some of these little biotech ones gap bust loose, be mindful. They can run a little bit harder than you think. this riot's kind of making moves. So like today, you're starting to get a big run in this Bitcoin. Let me see here. A big run in Bitcoin. Right? You can see Bitcoin's kind of coming out of this big flag break. So like when it happens like this, when Bitcoin starts running like that, you know, you get like a big pop, and you get a big pop usually in riot. So that's something to kind of just be mindful of. It's going to have probably some juice. You can see, look at all this action today in the coin life. Probably this Neo is going to be the hot one. It's the one that has not moved yet. Look at that. Let's see a BCC, LTC. So these things are already on the hunt. Dun, 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 dun. Boom, 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 dun, dun. There we go. So watch this riot today. So this one's coming out of here. So you're kind of breaking this range over here. This stock does have a history of popping and fading, so be mindful. Like this gap, don't chase it up. Don't chase it up, right? We got to let this thing come back. It's got a history of like intraday popping and then dumping like 10%. So you don't want to get stuck in like a big dump like that. You got to let it kind of shred back. You know, so let it chill out a little bit. If it starts to pull back and it flags out or something like that, I'd take a look at that one. And then we got this WHR. So this one's got earnings out. It's breaking like some big supports here. These gap down shorts haven't always been following through. Some of them were working yesterday, some of them weren't. So we'll kind of be mindful of that. But you can see this one's kind of on your weekly chart. You're breaking down levels that it hasn't been at since 2016. So that's a big break of support. If it can hold under this 140, which it looks like it is, I think that one is going to have DJ Penetration has got to be the best name I've ever heard. Oh shit. That is amazing. Holy shit. So keep that one on too. I take this CLF off. It's had a crazy awesome couple days, but it's gonna have to chill now. Anybody play this yesterday? Yes, thing was hot. Take that off the list now. By day 3, the moves are over. Keep this Domo on the list for you getting a base breakout here now that it's at the 9 EMA. If it can break and hold over that 9, I think this one's going to be probably got some juice to it. This MDB was creeping yesterday. You could see like it had a big ramp and then it just died and then it ramped. You'll have to be careful on that. The hold times on this one seem to be just literally 30-40 minutes. And take that off. ZGNX 2. We're starting to test that trend line. I think this one it could run. No Red Bulls for me. This one could run. We just got to get over that trend line. So you can see like yesterday it ran into the trend line and it died. So we got to get that thing over. And I think if we can, that one's going to be a pretty good one. Let's see. Otherwise, it's kind of slow out there. This OSTK is kind of a dick looking chart, but when Bitcoin runs, it does tend to get a little bit fun. So I'd keep an eye on this one just because it has that potential to have a big squeeze. think that's it. What do you guys got? Anybody got a heater? All day? All day? Let me see. TLY. Yeah, we had a nice trade in this the last 2 days. I took this one off the dip yesterday. Yeah, I took this one off the dip yesterday. We kind of sold this thing into the highs, and then it kind of cratered. It may need another day to pull back, frankly. It's up quite a bit. PLX. Oh, man, you little penny poppers, huh? Little penny poppers. Man, that's so DJ penetration. Oh, man, that's amazing. I think you just go, like, if you're on your TC2000, you can reset your account, and then you just put in whatever amount. I got you, Merrick. Kunal00@gmail.com is my personal email. Little penny poppers, tops. You could play tops too. I mean, these are all kind of like your low float. Ooh. Yeah, these are all your little low flow, little kind of dongs, or whatever you want to call them. Man, how do you get rid of this thing? I just hit a button here. Show. Enter. I don't want any of this stuff. What the fuck? Anyone know how to get rid of this? I had this grid. What the fuck? I don't know what I hit just for this thing to show up. Definitely don't want it. What the fuck? Increase. Oh, there it goes. Thanks, Ian. ATI. Yeah, you could play this ADC too. This one's busting out to highs. This one looks okay. I would add that to the list. The only problem with this one, the volume's going to just totally suck on it. There's a good shot it does. But if it comes in hot, like at the gate, like you're talking like it runs like 500K, million shares in volume that first 15 minutes, that's usually a good sign. I won't get into an earnings gapper type play if I don't see at least 500,000 in volume at that open, because otherwise it's going to be liquid and the spread will be huge on it. So for me personally, I don't trade well when I got a big spread on a stock. All right, let's do what we do. All right, peoples, I got to get moving.